There's also that thing of like, oh, I'm just a virgin by technicality. But ingqondo yakho say it's gone to all those other things, you know, all the things that need to be known.
Hello honeys, it's Yolz and welcome back to my channel. I am just here to do a quick intro. We are actually headed to Nkhensani's house. We're doing a girl talk Q&A. She actually went onto Instagram and asked you guys to ask your big sister questions you want to know about literally everything, whether it's sex, it's boys, it's friendships, it's breakups, it's does he really like me, is he really that into me, and just life in general. And of course we dig deep in spirituality, talking about faith, which is a core part of her channel. So without any further ado, let's get straight into getting into the car and going to her home. Do enjoy it, and of course do subscribe if you haven't already.
Hey there, it's Y'all's channel.
Dealing with breakups and heartbreak.
Cry it out. Breakups are hard, but the worst thing is to bottle it up and leave it for later. Or worst, take it out on someone else. No, that's not fair. That's not fair on anyone's child. Please don't do that to others. Someone's son, someone's daughter. Don't do that in friendships. Don't do that in relationships. Just cry it out. If you have to have, you know, sleep on a wet pillow for a few nights, do that and confront the situation as it is. We're a generation that shows the highlights, and we don't know how to deal with the lowlights. Probably because we just don't show how we deal with it. So to get closure, get the closure you need. If you need to sit down with this person that you broke up with, do it, but safely.
Be careful
with COVID too, but everything as well. Understand, be able to read the room. If it was a really bad breakup or you can't have a conversation with this person, text and end it there. If you can feel it, you can't even text, leave it and go and just cry it out. Cry your pain and your anger away. It helps. That's why kids don't have attachments. They cry, they done, they go play.
My ex keeps giving me mixed signals and I low-key miss him. What should I do?
Mixed signals means he's confused, and the only way out of confusion is to make a decision. So you either make the decision or you find out from him to make the decision. You are not an option. So if he's still making a run around and giving you mixed signals, to him you are an option. Do you want to be an option? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So if you want to stay an option, leave him giving you the mixed signals. If you are clicking on the indicator to go this way, you're not going to turn that way. So he's got his hazards on right now. Nobody knows where he's going. He's in the middle of the road, and nobody's like, is he turning? Is he? You don't want to be that person. You're no one's coach.
Can't have the best of both worlds. You gotta pick.
And you've got to make a decision. Even that's how we confuse Satan as well. He loves us being in confusion. We confuse him by making that decision. We're like, ha! Well, when I'm confused. Like, see, confused mean I'm going that way. Should it be the wrong decision? Girl, get up. At least you fell forward. You move fall backwards, you fell forward. I'm not saying we are immune to mistakes. We usually know inside, my gut feeling says don't go there. But at least you got out of confusion, a state where the devil can play around with your mind, place thoughts and assumptions and things in your mind that are not of God.
Advice on staying content in singleness while all your friends are within them, Yolz.
Girl, I got a video on that. Can I plug my video?
We won't plug it in that's a different period.
Contentment in singleness. There's a beauty in singleness. For me, I spent 3 years of my varsity, 4 years being single. I started my first year playing with church boys, trying to puppy love date situation, and the Lord was just like, no, that's not him. That's not him either. Just leave this guy, you know? And those 3 years were the best years of my Christian life. They really created that solid foundation. So much so that after that, when I did open up myself to dating again, I was on solid ground. Nothing was wavering. Nothing was I wasn't double-minded in my decisions. So find that which God is trying to do. And if he's called you for a life of singleness, ask him to give you the peace you need to live with that decision. If that's his decision for your life, if that's his plan for your life, understand that that is what he's called you for. And there's no such thing as, you know, marriage is an achievement. It's part of our lives. Meaning, I'm married, but I'm not gonna raise. Yes, I've been told a lot about marriage. I love being married, but I'm not gonna say, Uguti, if God called me for singleness, yes, see, it's hard, but it's something I was already praying. Was see, Lord, if this is the life you've called me for, let it be. Let me find contentment. In those 3 years, I got to build so much of my life, my spiritual life, especially my confidence in God, my knowledge of just knowing the word is not enough, living it is far more important. And I don't think I would have gotten there if I was busy with a boy. I want to be frank with y'all. There was just too much time in my hands that I had to use it for something. And when I was bored, I was either reading my books, varsity books, or my Bible. And the friends that I made were also very much called by God to be on my path, because every one of them were Christian and we shared the same beliefs. Other than that, I grew a community of varsity of women who believed in Christ.
And God doesn't waste a season. If you're in a season of waiting, then enjoy that. Like, how can you, if you're not content in your singleness now, what makes you think you'll ever be content in dating? Girl, that ain't gonna happen. Advice on final year student who feels a little bit anxious about her future.
Read, research, ease your mind with what life looks like after varsity, and apply where you want to. I mean, I think I only got my first response in December. I applied in like June, July with my first semester results, and it was baga. In fact, no, I had my first response in August, and it was a rejection from the same bank that ended up taking me in a different department to what I applied for in December. And it was just a random call. You know, the CV was shared within the departments. So have that thing, Oguti, if I'm sure about God and his plans for my life, you're right. Because in December, everyone has jobs already. I was working at Amazon call center. People are sure where they're going. I had no surety until the 19th of December when I secured the interview. That's when I was sure. Was now, Yolz, are you confident you're going to get this? I was like, girl, I got this. And I was still single. So I had time to work on this, you know?
Yeah. You have time to build yourself. Do you believe in the one?
Because I've fallen in love and I found my one, yeah. Your heart is perfect for someone. And when you find that, don't let it go. If that makes sense.
How to deal with toxic people in your life?
Cut them out. Declutter. Toxic way. People say, oh, social media is so toxic. Who are you following?
True.
Unfollow.
I've met such amazing people on social media.
Exactly. Because you choose.
Yeah.
You choose. So what is toxic to me might not be toxic to you. I might be able to filter out this person's personality. But if you are friends and I'm friends with somebody that's toxic, don't hang out with us. Yeah, she might not be toxic to me, you know. Don't hang out with us. Just be brave enough to step out of this FOMO culture. I'm gonna miss out. Are they gonna talk about me? If they're talking about you, they are toxic. Leave.
Yeah, I think also just overall, it's just boundaries. When a relationship ends, be okay with that. Yeah,
people talk about setting boundaries. Do you respect your own boundaries?
When is the right time to start dating?
I think once you are sure of yourself. I also think when you are less insecure. Girls, I think we get into relationships when we're just so insecure, and that's why we accept less than, and we end up settling. Deal with those insecurities first. I think that is the right time, is when you are sure.
How to begin a conversation of dating with your parents?
See, the problem is I only had that conversation when I was like 22, 23.
Let me give you guys the tips.
Yeah, I think that's you, because you and your moms, you like me and my mom are close. But her boundaries was dating.
It was just like, no.
Her boundaries were dating. But I did introduce boys to her, like varsity and church boys. That's why we didn't have this conversation. How?
When I had a crush on this guy, well, the way you just said, ooh, this is
big sister mode. No, this is protective mode.
No, when we first, when I saw him and he helped me with maths because I was struggling with maths, and then
they're always these teachers, right? Tutors.
He helped me with maths, and my mom knew him to be someone that helped me with maths. And then when I had a crush, I was just like, oh my, you know, this is what he does. Oh, let me, like, I just introduced his character more, and like, this is what he's about, this is what he's like. Just like gradually getting her. I didn't explain bam, ooh. I was like, oh, so this is what he does, this is his aspirations in life, this is what we talk about, you know, it's very funny, oh my gosh, this. And then when the thing is with my mom is that when my parents got divorced, my mom really prayed that I hope that this divorce doesn't distort how I view love. So that when I first had someone, my first date, she got so excited. Like, I remember she was like, my child's back on her first date. Yeah, because she was like, at least this didn't stop her from believing that can exist. And then when I told her, I was like, yeah, so I got a boo thing, and mom was just very excited, because also my mom knows me enough to know that I won't just go wayward. She trusts me enough to know that this is the daughter I've raised, and I've instilled good values in her, and I'm not expecting her to just go anyway. So
Love
she
your
just
mom.
trusts me for that. And yeah, and we just spoke about it and just in everything, and then I made sure that she knows this guy. And I think for me, I can't keep secrets from my mom. Personally,
Yo is too close.
personally, I can't keep secrets from my mom. So I really had to make sure and be like, okay, I need you to be okay with this, because if you aren't, it's gonna be really hard for me to rebel.
But it takes such a like a good mom
Yeah, true.
to open that door as well, because not all of us. I have a great mom, but not a lot of people have that open door.
Yeah. Is it a good sign or a bad sign if a guy is trying to be celibate because you are and he respects it?
Maybe don't overthink it and just ask him, like, are you actually doing this for me? Are you doing it for us? Or are you doing it for you? You know, and if you want that person to do it for themselves, what if it's not time? And right now they're just like, I'm just resisting because you're resisting, you know? And also pray because you might just have a great guy in your hands and you're just overthinking things. This might be somebody who's, you know, you've sown a seed and it's growing.
How to tackle and stay abstinent in a society that advocates sex daily?
Just don't give in. Like, what would it serve you to be influenced by a friend to have sex with someone else? Nothing. It's not even going to satisfy the friend.
Yeah, true.
It's gonna satisfy the guy most likely, but it's not gonna satisfy you when you want to preserve your purity. And the one thing I learned in varsity while I was single is making love is preserving each other's purity. There's such a beautiful thing about two people who are saying we are making our love story without making love the way the world makes love. We don't need a bed to make love. We can actually enjoy our time outside of the bedroom, outside of these temptations, and build a greater love. But while you are preserving your own purity, it's just so beautiful to find somebody else who is really making this love story so real by preserving your purity along with his. And he could have done it before and he's now celibate, and you as well, you're now celibate. There's just something absolutely beautiful. Somebody asked me if it's overrated to be married a virgin. I said it's so beautiful. Girl, hold on. It's tough, but hold on. And not everyone's intention is to make love to you in its physical form. Some people just want to get it and get it over with and they move on.
So I feel like also you define why you choose celibacy for yourself. You define why you're choosing to be pure for yourself. And I think it's very important to define it for yourself, because you can't say, oh, I'm gonna stay a virgin because the church says so. You yourself, why? What does it mean to you? And that time
you're busy paging on other pages. You're busy. Your virginity, your purity is gone. There's also that thing of like, oh, I'm just a virgin by technicality. But it's gone to all those other things. You know, all the things that need to be known. Are you still a virgin? You know, so virginity, if in its spiritual meaning, has really got to do with purity of the mind, the heart, of course, of this area. And you still have to stay pure.
Honeys, I'm back home. I hope you did enjoy this video. It was such a lovely Q&A, very well rounded in terms of questions, and I completely enjoyed it. Thank you, Nkhensani, for having me on your channel. I have linked the video we did together in the description box, so check it out. And of course, I really hope you enjoyed this Q&A. I love you guys so much, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.